What is going on, fellow Wastelanders? Long time no see. Welcome to the channel. Today we are covering the latest CROSSOUT news, and my, we have some awesome news to cover, guys. Balance changes are coming in the next update in about 2 weeks, I reckon, when they release the next event pass. Big changes are coming, and look at this massive spike to one of the worst relics for so long, the Typhoon. They're finally reworking the perk of the Typhoon and so many other weapons, just buffing. Basically everything is getting a buff. So we're gonna get right into the latest news, but before we do, I just want to thank you guys for everyone coming through to our live streams. I know I haven't really been making many CROSSOUT YouTube videos, but I have been live streaming on Twitch and YouTube pretty much every day almost. It's been a lot of fun playing games with you guys. We've been playing Stream Raiders on stream. We've been playing the Pokemon gaming community on stream, all alongside CROSSOUT, testing out your builds that you guys send me on PlayStation and PC and Xbox. We do play live on PC and PlayStation. Also, we have a new channel reward redemption. If you're on PC and you want to know what your entire build would feel like if every single part was fused on your build, well, now you can exchange Twitch and YouTube channel points and request that I fuse your entire build on PC and send you back the blueprint so you can use your fully fused ride in customs and test out to see if it's worth fusing the parts that make your build great. So let's get right into today's CROSSOUT news. Alright guys, so these are the balance changes planned for the next update. So today they're presenting us a full list of balance changes, and like they always say, that they may or may not go through with these changes. Now there will be a test server Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for these balance changes, and I will be live streaming on the test server at least for a little bit Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So definitely stop by our live streams this weekend and put in some requests for me to test some of these things out to see if it's going to be worth it or not. So starting up in the Q&A session, they did mention that they were going to rework the single shot shotguns and give them different types of mechanics. And here it is, guys. The junk bow, basically all the reloading shotguns, durability increase from 247 to 314 for the junk bow. Now fires a burst of 3 clusters instead of a single shot. Now, how that's gonna work, I like in my head when I first read that, I'm thinking like boom, 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 like 3 shots, like 3 succession shots, but I reckon it's probably going to be like 3 shots at once. It's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely curious to test out these single shot shotguns on the test server for sure, to see how the damage and how they operate. Damage of a single pellet has been reduced since they are getting just an increased amount of pellets flying across the map. Reload time is increased, unfortunately, and ammo reserves reduced from 30 to 20. So the rotation speed plus 30% upgrade is being replaced with a rate of fire upgrade. So curious to see how that's going to operate this weekend on the test server. The Fafnir, the Nidhogg, essentially getting the same treatment: reduced ammo, increased durability, damage of a single pellet reduced. And the same thing goes for the Jormungandr. So I'm wondering how this is going to affect the Jormungandr. I know this isn't the case on PC, but on console and PlayStation, the Jormungandr is the #1 relic, mainly because most console clans, I believe, are farming Leviathan clan battles, and you need 2-3 Jormungandrs on the top tier Leviathans in a Leviathan clan battle mode. So curious to see what this change is going to do to the Leviathan meta. But the Jormungandr is getting the same treatment. Durability increase, now fires a burst of 3 clusters instead of a single shot. Damage of a single pellet reduced. Reload time increased. Ammo reserve reduced. And rotation speed replaced with rate of fire. So what the devs had to say: a single shot shotgun. This weapon type is very unpopular in comparison with automatic shotguns. The changes are similar to recent changes to cannons and should shift the focus of the gameplay towards doing higher damage, but more rarely. The additional increase in durability is aimed towards addressing the low survivability of these weapons. So I'm definitely excited to see how these weapons perform with these changes. If it's going to be too powerful, too potent. Cannons right now are in a really good spot, to be quite honest. I've been really enjoying the Fat Man cannons and a lot of other cannons. After they rework the cannons, they just seem to be really good. So will these reload shotguns be in a similar state of cannons afterwards? We're gonna have to find out. So they're also changing machine guns and miniguns. Now recently they did take away the hit scan mechanic on machine guns, and basically machine guns are in the toilet. Punishers was once one of the greatest relics on console, probably mainly because of aim assist. Well, now it was the cheapest relic a couple weeks ago. I was able to pick a Punisher up for 20,000 coin on console. Now put in perspective, relics go between 30 and 45,000 coin on console. So picking up Punishers for that cheap on console was a crazy good deal. So what are they doing to machine guns and miniguns now that those are in the toilet? Well, they're increasing the durability of all these machine guns, increasing the damage, and increasing this projectile speed to make up for the lack of hit scan. Now this goes all the way down the line: the Hornets, the Cords, the Vectors, Sinus, Specters. Now they are changing the perks of the purple tier and higher. The perk now gives 4% bonus to damage and stacks up to 8 times instead of 3% damage, 10 times. So, okay. Wait, what was the math on that? That's 30% damage. That's 8, 16, 24, 30, 32. So it's even more damage is able to be stacked with the Spectre. Aspect, the same thing. They're changing durability, damage increase, projectile speed increase, and the perk now gives 50% bonus to damage when fully heated instead of 30%. I still have my aspects. They are in the toilet. They tanked in price. I could not sell them because I would literally lose thousands of coin. I bought aspects to craft Punishers, and then when they did those hit scan changes, it was just never worth crafting Punishers again. So unfortunately, I'm sitting on 3 aspects that are dirt cheap. Hopefully this will bring some life into my aspects and I'll be able to at least play with them again. I do have 1 Punisher left. I did buy 3. I sold my 2 Punishers. The perk now requires 30 successful hits to be activated instead of 40. Will this be enough to revive the Punisher? We'll see. I still have 1 Lonely Punisher. If the price goes up enough, I will probably end up selling it. Although I really did want 3 Punisher builds this year, we ended up getting a bunch of other stuff instead of Punishers. So definitely curious to see how machine guns perform this weekend on the test server. So the frontal machine guns, Defender is getting a damage increase by 10%. Guardian, Protector, Vindicator, Tackler, same treatment, but they're getting a durability increase as well as a damage increase. The Tackler is also getting a perk activation delay reduced from 1 to 0.5 seconds. Tackler getting some extra love there with the perk. The Gunyer and the Thong, durability increase, damage increase. Same with the Piercer, Fidget, and the Imp, guys, durability, damage, and projectile speed increase. So basically all machine guns are getting some good love this coming update. The Equalizer, you got durability increase, damage increase, projectile speed increase by 7%. The perk is going to charge up faster in 5 seconds instead of 7. Arbiters, which they used to reign supreme for many months, will they make that kind of comeback again? Well, that remains to be seen, but they're getting a durability increase, damage increase, projectile speed increase, and again, the perk charges in 5 seconds instead of 7. So some other changes on the server: they're increasing the optimal range of the sidekick drone. Drones are pretty useless, to be honest with you, so this might make it a little bit more fun. The drones will have a lot more range to shoot, which would be pretty cool. To be honest with you, occasionally I like dropping down low power score, running some drone builds for fun. They're not as good as they used to be, so I don't feel quite bad about running them. They're not like overpowered like the Grenadiers used to be back in like 2018, but they could be fun. So interested to see if people start using sidekicks more. To be honest, I always like the idea of like having a little sidekick drone, no matter what build you run, just a little drone that follows you around shooting stuff. I always thought that was like one of the coolest drones. But anyway, Tempest, no changes to the Whirls, guys. We've just endured weeks and weeks of Whirl meta. And it looks like if you guys have invested in fused Whirls or have gotten Whirls, it looks like you're safe, guys. They did not touch the Whirl meta this go around, but they did mess with the Tempest. Cooling rate reduced by 17.5%. So Tempest getting a little bit of a buff. Whirl's not getting a nerf. I'm expecting a Whirl nerf in the future, honestly. It was insane how many Whirls were rocking uranium battles and doing insanely well. Maybe not. Maybe they weren't as good as I thought. There was actually a quite diverse meta in uranium battles. We had the Charybdis, and you had Destructors, you had Ryjans and Fatmans and the Whirls. So yeah, there was a pretty good diverse meta pool in the past uranium battles, but Whirls were definitely the #1 weapon. The Bat Cabin, one of my favorites in the special tier cabin. It's like the baby Harpy cabin. The perks bonus to the volume of additional ammunition increased from 20 to 30%. Fun fact, if you're using machine guns, Bat is pretty useless, but now that you need ammo on machine gun builds, the Harpy and the Bat Cabin will increase your ammunition for your ammo boxes, making it kind of a cabin that you might want to use occasionally for low power score machine gun fun. Power score increased by, power increased by 15%, not power score. So this is going to help it accelerate faster, and you get a mass limit increase from 6,500 to 7,000 kilograms. Pretty good. They're showing the Bat Cabin some love. I like that, especially with my Emily revolvers. I love using the Bat Cabin. Good fun. The Corvo, pretty much a novelty weapon in the Wasteland, especially after the hit scan changes. Well, they're giving it some love, making it a little bit more viable. Durability increased from 160 to 180. Damage increased by 10%. Projectile speed increased by 14%. And ammo reserves increased from 16 to 18, showing the Corvo some much needed love. The Elephant, I really want to get some elephants, but I have narwhal cannons, so I can't really justify spending the kind of coin that elephants cost, because they're pretty expensive for being purple weapons since they are pack items. They are getting a damage increase by 7%. Recently they had the whole elephant cannon changed over to cryogenic damage. Well, now they're getting an increase in damage, so some love for the elephant cannon. We are in the era of cannons right now, I feel like, ladies and gentlemen, so enjoy these cannons while they are so strong. Blockchain is getting some love. We never see the blockchain, but it's pretty strong if you're using a lot of shoot through parts. Damage increased by 14%. The perk now reduces the penetration ability of the perk now reduces the penetrability of parts to 60% of the original instead of 75%. Durability increased from 260 to 295. The changes will help increase the efficiency of the weapon and bring it back to the battlefield. It's pretty cool. I wonder if we're going to see some of those. We'll have to give the blockchain a test this weekend on the test server. Thunderbolt also getting a durability increase. I've used my Thunderbolt recently and still haven't even used it. I used it once and they kept falling off and I never used it again. I was like, nah, I've used it. I've used my Thunderbolt for fun and there was no fun. So maybe this will increase the fun for Thunderbolts. Humpback Cabin, one of the strongest epic tier cabins right now, is getting a slight nerf. So pretty much everything is getting a buff except for like the Humpback. The amount of damage you need to take to accumulate the full bonus increased from 1,000 to 1,250 points. The reset time of the full bonus has been reduced from 30 to 20 seconds. So you're gonna have to take more damage to build up the damage, and your perk is going to reset faster. Omni Wheels, they just can't make up their mind. Do they want Omni Wheels to be good? Do they want them to be bad? Do they want them to be mediocre? They go from meta to bad to meta to bad. And here we are, another buff to try to balance out the Omni Wheels. Not quite making them as good as hovers, but making them a little bit better than wheels. Penalty to power reduced from 12 to 9%. Great change. They're super sluggish with acceleration, so that should help them a lot. I mean, think about this. That percentage bonus stacks per Omni wheel. So say if you have 6 Omni wheels, you're getting 3% less power drain. That's 18% more power your build is going to have. So this is actually a pretty big deal, and an increase in traction. So they're not going to be as slidey. Atoms we never see other than art builds or builds you don't want on your team. So penalty to power reduced from 15% to 12%. Increased traction. So they're trying to bring these omnidirectional movement parts to the forefront of the battlefield. So we'll see if it works, guys. Even going through and buffing all the legs, guys, and this is something people have been asking for a long time. It was in the Q&A. Please look into this, guys. Please look into this. There's some issues with tracks, legs. Guess what? The developers are listening. This is crazy, guys. ML200 reduced the effect of surface angle on movement speed. So players were saying when you go up a hill and you're using legs, it's terrible. It's miserable. And the developers were like, hey, we'll look into it. And people made fun of them. They said they're not going to look into it. It's a joke. What a joke of a Q&A session. They're actually looking into these issues that we're having. They're responding to these Q&A sessions, and they're fixing issues, guys. Did we get an entirely new development team? Who got fired over there at Targum headquarters? Did Donald Trump make a visit over there to make the valley great again, like the sticker in the Wasteland said? I want to know who got fired and who is in charge of development now. Yuri, Give us the deets. What's going on? You guys are doing some great things with this. Let's see more of it. Bigram, the same thing. Oh, back to MLs actually. Added 25% thermal and cryogenic damage resistance. Pretty sick. So I think actually ML200 didn't have fire resist. That's crazy. Tonnage increase from 25 to 2,900 kilograms. The same thing with Bigram legs. Added thermal and cryogenic damage resistance. Reduced the effect of surface angle on movement speed. Tonnage increase. Almost the same with Gyarados. Reduce the effect of surface angle on movement speed, durability increase, and tonnage increase, but it did not get the thermal and cryogenic damage resistance. I have to double check. Maybe the Gyarados already has those resistances. So much love to the leg movement parts. So these were meta. We'll see if they will bring them back. Right now, we're in the wheels and meat grinder meta with a little bit of hovers. Well, legs might be making a comeback, ladies and gentlemen. The impeller increased yaw rate bonus for main rotors from 60 to 65%. For coaxial rotors, 35 to 50%. Insufficient effect of perk on yaw rate of armored aircraft. I believe that's the yaw rate is like the left and right movement. I can't quite remember. Comment below what exactly the yaw rate is, so I'm not too much of an idiot here. But I believe it's the pitch of your helicopter build, like left and right kind of deal. But let me know in the comments. Meat grinder, maximum speed of rotating in one spot reduced by 30%. So is this the end of the meat grinder meta? Or is it just a little bit of a balance? I mean, right now, meat grinders are king. I'm about to fuse my meat grinders. Maybe I won't do it. Maybe I won't be fusing them. You should probably nerf things after the battle pass, Targym, not while it's still going on. AC-80 still in. One of my favorite autocannons, just because it was my first autocannon that I ever had in the Wasteland many years ago. Getting a change to the perk for every 100 meters passed by the projectile, its explosion radius increases by 0.35 meters. So it's actually losing the damage buff of the perk and getting an explosion radius perk, which is pretty cool. I'm actually kind of curious to see what that's going to be like, if we're going to see more of that in the Wasteland. The Waltz projectile rotations radius reduced by 25%. Waltz has always been like, just unless you're Josh did that on Xbox, don't run Waltz. They're terrible. Like, he's the only person that can get away with it and kick ass with it. Like, your missiles are swirling in circles in the sky. Like, how do you even know? They're just crazy. So they're making it more accurate, so you'll be able to hit your targets from longer range. With those swirly missiles, I never knew where the hell my rocket was going to land. So I never ever bothered with Waltz. I don't want my rockets waltzing through the air. No, I'm bad enough aiming as it is. Don't need to give me a debuff by making my rockets fly all over the place. What's it? Parser is getting a change, durability increase, charging time reduced, and charging time now increases projectile speed. After the hit scan nerf, Parser kind of took a tank. It was once a very prized weapon in 9, 10k power score, even like 12k power score. Maybe it'll be back to its former state. We will see, but good buffs coming to the Parser. Reaper actually getting buffed. That's crazy. I don't blame them. I mean, with Destructors, I was just plucking Reapers off. One single shot of Destructors and your Reapers were gone in Uranium battles. I loved seeing those Reaper builds, those top-mounted Reaper builds on those humpback bricks. Oh my god, please give me those all day in Uranium battles. They were so easy to strip. And also, they kicked my ass too. I'm not going to say I won every battle, but when I was using my Destructors, these Reapers were just easy to knock off the top of the builds. So increasing durability should definitely help, and a decrease in mass. The assembler, they're changing up the assembler. A couple months ago, the assembler was OP overnight, and they did a quick fix. It looks like they thought about it and were like trying to get it right. They didn't want the assembler to be too powerful, but they are changing the assembler again to give it a little bit of a buff, maybe debuff, I don't know, a mixed bag here. Energy consumption increased from 12 to 13 points. You get a power score increase from 2400 to 2600. Damage at full charge without perk increased by 10%. Maximum damage with perk increased from 280 to 305. Durability increased, and a mass increase. So a lot of balancing going on. Higher damage, higher energy consumption, power score increase, mass increase. This is definitely not really a buff as much as it is more of balancing things, in my opinion. the Charybdis. I guess they seen all of the 2 people that were using Charybdis in uranium battles, and they said you can't use Charybdis at 9k power score. And maybe that's wise, I don't know. But Charybdis were a little bit of an issue in uranium battles. They were basically getting on these brick builds and instantly framing them or popping their generator. I'm kind of mixed bag here. I didn't think they were that bad to deal with, but there was many times I got caught by a Charybdis in uranium battles, and I was like, what the hell? But they're changing it. Distance required to activate the perk reduced from 25 to 15 meters, so quicker perk. Delay to reset the perk reduced from 4 to 1 second. So your perk is going to go fast, but you're going to be able to charge your perk even faster. So what do they have to say about it? The change will make turning the front of the vehicle towards the attacking Charybdis a more effective way to counter this weapon. With the previous parameters in such a situation, the perk of the Charybdis pursuing a player would take a very long time to reset, and the weapon would have time to deal damage deep inside the enemy armored car. Also, due to the rather long distance, the perk was sometimes activated by a nearby ally. So overall, some nerfs to the Charybdis. Now, the Swarm, a lot of players have been asking for a Swarm nerf. Personally, I don't really like a Swarm nerf. I don't use the Swarms. I know how OP the Swarms are, but Swarms are almost like hurricane missiles. All you need is an Argus or a Flash, and Swarms are done. Now, if you can counter the Flash, Swarms reign supreme, but one weapon will counter an entire build, and because of that, I don't think it needed nerfed. Looking at the nerfs, I can talk about maybe why these nerfs could be good for certain things like the Argus, so we'll go over it, but I don't think the Swarm needed to be nerfed quite as much as most people, just because you could use the Argus, you could use Sparks, you could use Flash. I mean, there was a lot of ways to counter Swarms, get close, you know, they can't shoot you if you're right up on them. But enough people complained and enough people were using them, so now they're getting nerfed. So rate of fire is being reduced by 10%. This is a big deal to me because Argus does not shoot down all the rockets. It shoots down a couple, but a lot of the rockets will get through an Argus. With this rate of fire reduction, I can see an Argus being able to take down a lot more of the rockets, increasing the effectiveness of the Argus towards the Swarm. So we might see an increase in the value of an Argus, maybe a decrease in the value of the Swarm. In the Wasteland, I'm always talking about how these updates will affect the market, so look out for maybe a little spike in the price of an Argus. Now lately it's been down to like 200, 100 coin for a non-craftable purple module, which is really low. So in the future we might see an increase in that cost. Reloading time is increased Reload time increased from 7.5 seconds to 9 seconds for the Swarm, and the blast radius reduced. Now, if you have things like the Harpy Cabin and things like that, you'll still get a nice blast radius, but there's no counteracting that rate of fire reduction. Maybe use the Oppressor engine. And the reload time, so it is what it is. The Swarm has been nerfed. Will this be enough of a nerf to get it out of every... Swarm is in every single Leviathan clan battle match right now, so maybe that's why they're changing it, but I don't think it was necessary. What do you think in the comments below? Are you happy about the Swarm nerf? Are you disappointed? Let me hear it. Kami getting massive changes, guys. This is really good cabin, but not really used that often because its perk is very niche. Well, they're changing that, guys. So power increased by 10%. This is already a really fast cabin acceleration wise. It zooms. A power increase by 10%. It is going to be so fast. The perk now also unhooks cables from Skinner, Kapkan, and Jubolko. Insane, guys. If you didn't know, Akari, Incinerator, Cryogenic Damage, any of that stuff, you hit the Kami button, no effect. Back in the day when this cabin first came out, it was the counter to Firebug Flash builds. You would hit the Kami, Firebugs would do 50% less damage. Their Flash would not slow you down. You would not be affected by the reload speed or cooldown of the Flash. The Kami was insanely effective for countering dogs back in the day, and it kind of lost its effectiveness. Well, they bringing it back. I mean, I think this is going to be huge for the Kami. That power increase is massive. This is pretty cool. Skinner, Kapkan, Shiboku, pretty cool, but yeah, a lot of good changes. The perk active time increased. Oh my god. Perk cooldown time reduced. Like, this might be the new meta. Meta cabin. Yeah, I don't know. You let me know in the comments below. I think the Kami's making a big comeback. Nova power increased by 10%. Sweet. Perk cooldown time reduced from 20 to 16 seconds. Nova's barely ever used. More time with the shield and increased acceleration. Can't go wrong there. On to my favorite part about these balance changes. They said they were going to change the Typhoon. I waited a whole year to get my fused Typhoons, and I got my fused Typhoons right before they made these changes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So change to the perk, guys. After a hit, deals damage to weapons and movement parts in the amount of 2% from their current durability 3 times during 1 second. So up to 6% of their durability. The damage is not dealt if the durability of a part is lower than 25%. This is absolutely insane, because Typhoons are meta in Leviathan clan battles. Use 1 Typhoon, 1 Akari. Your Akari is damaging all the parts of the Leviathan. Now your Typhoon is going to damage the durability of all the Leviathan weapons. This is hands down going to be one of the best Leviathan weapons in the game. Mark my words. It already is, but it is about to get that much better, and I cannot wait to use it with this new perk. Oh my god. On to the Ripper. I wish I would have sold them after reading this, but we knew this was coming. They said in the Q&A they were going to rework the Ripper, and here it is, guys. I sold my Ripper for like 45,000 coin. And I bought Punishers for 20,000 coins. So if that puts into perspective why I did what I did. Ripper, added interaction with Tormentor. Activating the module increases the damage from shots. So now you can use the Tormentor with the Ripper to increase your damage. Good God, that's going to be broken. The ram damage multiplier of a disc stuck on an enemy increased by 2.5 times. Oh my God. Synergy with Tormentor will allow more efficient use of energy on armored cars with 2 Rippers. Ram damage of disc becomes too low after the change to ram damage. Multiplier change should fix this. Crazy, guys. So Rippers are going to slap pretty hard, I think, after this change. And Firebug, guys. Firebugs have been pretty bad for a long time now. Although I did watch Louis G's video a couple days ago, I think Sunday, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. He mentioned that BWC Firebug builds are making a comeback, so I did go ahead and copy yesterday on live stream. By the way, if you don't stop our live streams, what are you doing, guys? We went and found a Firebug BWC Warrior build on PC, and we copied it to console. I'm going to be live streaming clan battles tomorrow, testing out that PC Firebug build. So catch me live tomorrow in clan battles, and after the clan battle session is over, I will be uploading my Firebug build to the exhibition for you guys to use. And last but not least on the list, they are reduce the dependency of damage on mass. Ram damage. The change will reduce the efficiency of ramming with heavy armored cars. Damn it. This is kind of, I don't like this. This is like taking away a bit of the realism. I know we don't play games for realism, but when I get hit by an 18-wheeler in CrossOUT, I want to feel like I get hit by an 18-wheeler. If I get hit by a damn growl cabin, I don't want to feel like I got hit by a Leviathan. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we'll have to test out this ram damage and see what it means on the test server. And by the way, if you didn't know how to get to the test server, anyone has access to the test server. If you're on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, you have to download the test server on PC, but you will have access to everything they are changing. They will give you parts to use on the test server Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, guys. I will be live when the test server opens Friday, Saturday, Sunday, depending on how interested you guys are on testing things out. It will be probably the first hour or two of our live stream, so you guys will be able to go back and watch the first hour or two of my live streams to look at things on the test server. I'm not gonna lie, I have more fun live streaming than making videos, so I probably won't be making videos, guys. Join the Discord. We are almost at 1,000 members on our Discord, the greatest, fastest growing CrossOUT Discord community in the Wasteland, guys. Next weekend is our console appreciation stream. $10 PlayStation gift card, $10 Xbox gift card. You can enter to win during any live stream on YouTube and Twitch. Once an hour, you can enter your name on both platforms. So if we're live for 8 hours, you can actually enter your name into our giveaways 16 times if you enter both YouTube and Twitch, guys. So I will see you this Sunday. We're gonna be doing our console giveaway, and I'll be live streaming tomorrow clan battles all day tomorrow. We're gonna be playing Stream Raiders, clan battles, some Pokemon gaming, all that good stuff. So thank you guys for all your support, and I will see you guys in the next video.